Displaced typhoon survivors from Tacloban, Leyte continue to arrive at the Villamor Air Base in Pasay. ABS-CBN's Nico Bawa is there. Nico?
Gigi, the survivors from Tacloban are continuously arriving here in the Villamor Air Base. They are immediately screened by the Philippine Air Force and various volunteers from different organizations where they are checked if they need to be brought to the hospitals immediately. The rest undergo through a medical examination, and then their blood tests are checked. They're trying to see if they're hungry, if they need to eat as soon as possible. And then after that, we are in the section beside the hangar where they are brought here for counseling or for psychological assessment. We have volunteers here from different schools and organizations who oversee through the psychological counseling of the survivors. Now, they are divided into two groups after this. The ones who have relatives here and who are waiting for their friends or anyone who can fetch them from here in the Villamor Air Base are brought to the gate 1 of the air base where they are sought by their own relatives. However, for those who are from Tacloban and just decided to go here in Manila, even if they don't have any relatives or friends, are being assigned to be brought to the DSWD office in Mandaluyong, where they are given a temporary shelter while they await what could be decided on where to establish themselves eventually. Colonel Miguel Ocol of the Philippine Air Force earlier gave a statement where initially their priority for the survivors that are supposed to be brought here in Manila are the elderly, the ones who are the women, the elderly, and some who are sick. But for those who manage to get inside the C-130s, even without approval, they won't say no to them and still decide to bring them here in Manila. But as they say, they'll just bring them to the DSWD if they don't have any relatives or friends here in Manila but decided to leave Tacloban. Gigi?
Nico, by their estimates, how many people have arrived in the last few days since the armed forces started bringing victims back here to Metro Manila?
According to Colonel Miguel Ocol, so far up to their count, it's already around 2,000 survivors that they've already flown in. They're trying to maximize the flights of the C-130 while they're trying to deliver goods and some of the people who are lining up here to go to Tacloban. But when they come back here, they bring with them survivors who wish to go to Manila. So it's a continuous taxing and flights to and from Tacloban and Manila. For today, there's around 5 flights already since this early morning at 1 a.m. And right now, just here, another C-130 just arrived and then bringing another batch of survivors who are coming in. Gigi?
Yeah, Nico, the reason I'm asking how many have been flown in, and I was hoping you could also tell me how many of those 2,000 people who have arrived have relatives here and how many have been brought to the DSWD, because I want to know if there's enough room for them at the DSWD. I know that you said that the Mandaluyong office is just a temporary shelter for them, but you know, what is, at this very moment, is there enough room for all of them, and are there enough resources to care for the hundreds who have arrived and who've been brought to the DSWD Center?
Yes, it's still quite unclear what exactly kind of help they will receive and how long they will be allowed to stay here in Manila or under the custody of the DSWD. But for now, they're still being brought to a section here, and they're any pertinent information, if they have any relatives or friends at all. Some of them, like we were able to talk to survivors who have relatives here in Manila or nearby provinces, they've actually taken the initiative of taking care of their neighbors who don't have anyone who can rely here in Manila. So it's one of the temporary setups or arrangements they make with their fellow kababayans who know someone here from Manila. Gigi?
And Nico, you said that Colonel Ocol had said that the priority of the Air Force is to bring children, women, the elderly, and the sick to Metro Manila, and also presumably to Cebu as well, where they're also flying some of the survivors. But is that priority, that system, communicated to Leyte? Because the last report that we received from Atom Aralio yesterday is that there seems to be absolutely no system in as far as prioritizing the women, the children, the elderly, the sick.
I'm sorry, Gigi. The plane is a bit really noisy. Would you mind repeating the question? Sorry.
Right. Nico, you said that Colonel Ocol had said that the priority is to bring the women, children, the elderly, and the sick to Metro Manila. But has that been communicated to the Air Force and to the other authorities in Tacloban, Leyte?
We're not sure about that. However, Colonel Ocol explained earlier that if they're already on the plane or if they manage to board the plane, they can't say no to them and already decide to bring them here in Manila. They won't ask them to leave the plane or do something else, but since they're already there, they can't do anything about it. They'll just bring them here. That's according to Colonel Ocol. But they try their best to accommodate everyone. The capacity is around 170 for C-130, but they don't want to maximize them for the capacity for everyone's safety. According to him, as long as they'll be able to help whoever's there who needs help, they'll just deliver what they can. Gigi?
Right, we're going to be keeping an eye on this in the next few days. Nico, thank you very much for that update. Nico Bawa there reporting.